are. Well, thank you, everyone, and appreciate everyone that is here. I'm going to flip this on its head just a little bit. In previous events like this, we did a fun thing for the founders, where when we applauded, we stood up and stretched our legs and applauded the introduction as the founder came on stage. I know you guys have been sitting for an hour and 45 minutes now, so in a minute, if you'd be so kind, when I introduce Shelley, to stand up and give her a round of applause, stretch those legs. We have 2 more left. We'll make this introduction fast. My name is Matt McPhee. This is my 8th cohort with RevTech Labs. And one thing that I can say through all 8 is that every additional cohort, the companies get stronger and stronger and better and better. That is true of this cohort, and this next company that's presenting today is no exception to that. From their launch in 2018, True Flood Risk has taken a leadership position in revolutionizing the property risk management world through their innovative, patented AI-driven solution that creates property risk data and insights that are critical all the way down to the individualized property level. This platform, though, does more than just creating property and flood risk data. It actually identifies and helps to implement the most optimal mitigation strategies for over 200 million properties worldwide. And because of the power and the novelty of the data this platform generates, banking institutions, insurance institutions, and federal agencies all use this solution to help their clients develop more optimal risk flood management policies, insurance pricing policies, and more effective communication and mitigation strategies. So with that, I will tell you it's been a privilege working with the next presenter. I'm really excited to see where she takes this company next. And if you would be so kind to stand up and stretch those legs and give a big round of applause to True Flood Risk's founder and CEO, Shelley Closa.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to take your mic because this one's not working.
Good luck.
For the warm welcome. I'm Shelley Closa, founder and CEO of True Flood Risk. The frequency and severity of flooding is on the rise, not only from major weather events known by first name, Ida, Ian, Katrina, but also from localized events that cause flash flooding, like what happened here in Charlotte a few nights ago. Interestingly, we're also having a major chain of all of these losses, billions of dollars, causing losses to property, human lives, and creating chaos in our communities. We're also beginning to see a change in the insurance industry, where insurers are beginning to pull out or no longer write new or offer renewals to properties for flood risk and other perils due to unsustainable ways of viewing risk. For over 50 years, flood maps and flood models have been used to help determine flood risk. They help tell where water will flow and at what water depth. But what they have not done is to tell us at what point a specific property will flood. This key data point for estimating the structural height of the house, which is the distance between the ground and the lowest finished level at or above grade, it's called first floor height. And you're going to hear me mention that throughout this presentation today. And it's the key missing point to helping the world figure out and resolve our flood crisis that we have. When you input first floor height into your pricing premiums or mortgage lending practices, you will know at what point a property floods, and so you can price flood insurance according to the risk. Historically, this information was only available by physically going out into the field and doing a land survey to complete an elevation certificate. So True Flood Risk is changing the way that we view elevation certificates, and we have an AI-driven property risk management platform that instantly estimates the structural height of a property. We have a patented technology that uses images to detect this information and provide it, and we're working with banks, insurers, property owners, and renters to help them understand flood risk. Our data is available as simple as an API, as a data as a service. We also have a software, and we have many customized features where users can upload their own data and images. We work with, again, property owners and renters to provide them free flood reports on their respective properties' flood risk, and we also provide mitigation strategies based on how long they plan to live in their homes. We also work with local governments, floodplain managers, and resilience teams to help them look at their community at scale, to see how incoming weather events might impact their flood risk. And also, if they do mitigation strategies, how many properties will no longer be at risk so they can start to quantify the impact of their work. From the insurance and financial institution side, our information is used for underwriting to help accelerate underwriting, costing, risk selection, and new business development, and also on the claims side. The landscape is rather big for property space in general. We take a different approach. We're using a street view perspective. We license images from 13 different sources or images uploaded by our own providers, and that allows us to provide a more accurate first floor height data point that fuels our entire platform. Other folks have tried to just use foundation type. But the question is that foundations they vary. There's no particular standard. So in this particular case in Norfolk, Virginia, a crawl space could be 2 feet, a crawl space could be 4 feet, or the actual is a little over 1 foot. And it has major implications with respect to estimated losses, replacement costs, and even house raising. As I mentioned, our data is available as a service, software. We also do marketing outreach, as well as ESG reports to help with communities at scale. Our team is comprised of leaders in AI, former Tesla software developers, climate risks leaders, scientists who have worked on the IPCC climate change report, and more. Today, the market size is huge. There's 250 million properties in the world that represent over $228 trillion of values at risk. Every year for the past 30 years, there has been over $32 billion worth of losses each year. How we look at it from the true flood risk space is the value of our data. What do we bring to the table? Well, based on a pilot test with one of our clients who incorporated first floor height into their underwriting and their claims process, they realized if they used true flood risk data, they would have saved $1 billion a year because they would have written a flood insurance policy differently or not at all. That is the impact of what we're doing at True Flood Risk. We're proud to work with a number of leading insurers, reinsurers, local governments, and academic institutions as well. So today we're here, we're interested in talking to more insurers, financial institutions, local municipalities. If you are concerned with your portfolios and your communities and how you can better address your flood risk, we welcome the opportunity to connect with you. And later this year, we will start our early stage of fundraising elsewhere as well. And lastly, in closing, I invite all of you to visit True Flood Risk to get your free flood report and learn your own family's flood report, True Flood Risk. Thank you very much.